What's good, y'all? What's good, Real Talk Squad? This is Miles, your listener talking Miles Johnson. You know, I always keep it real. Let's get straight into it, man. I was just at training camp. Shout out my guy, AB. I'm going to have a picture of us somewhere here. He invited me to training camp. He is locked in with the whole team. I appreciate him, man. It would not have been possible to see Saquon, Jordan Davis, Kobe Dean, again, the first Eagles player to get on the podcast as a guest. Brandon Graham, AJ Brown, Darius Cooper, who we're just about to talk about. But it was a phenomenal experience. It was hot as hell. It was hot as hell. And they was telling me that this wasn't even the hottest that it usually be getting. It felt like it was 105 degrees to me. To me, it was like 86. And on the weather app, it felt like 92. It felt like over 100 to me. I was sweating bullets in that junk. Saw my man Gilly too. It was great to see him in person, and he messes with the content already. So he already knew who I was, which is pretty cool, pretty surreal. But shout out Gilly, man. We riding with you, Cam Newton. It's all smoking Philly, all that, man. So I just want to say thank you to y'all because several of the Eagles players, whether it was AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley, Brandon Graham, was like, oh yeah, real talk. Like they was like, oh, I know the pod. I was like, yo, I'm only 24. But some of y'all be in the comments calling me Unc. Whoa. Unless you like 10 or all right, if you like 10, Unc, okay. But I'm 24 years old. But I appreciate all the love, all the support. Y'all just share with a friend and share with a friend. And this is just the beginning. And it was a phenomenal experience. My first training camp. And again, thank y'all for just being on this journey with me. In this episode, I want to talk about a guy on the Eagles who I just mentioned, who I'm about to mention, who is really turning some heads. We're going to talk about Jalen Hurts and Shedeur Sanders. You saw that. They was in the cut, on a little golf cart type of John, talking to each other. We're going to talk about a couple other things too. But let's first talk about this. The Eagles signed an undrafted player that is very well Deebo Samuel, but with better hands. His name is Darius Cooper. And some way, somehow, this guy got undrafted. Now, they are proudly saying, well, he came from a small school in Texas. It wasn't the FBS. He ain't play the SEC, the Big 12, the Big 10, etc. But Darius Cooper is nice. He's so nice that Devontae Smith is saying, let me go to YouTube to check his highlights. And we saw in the first preseason game, he had 82 yards, a touchdown. Tanner McKee was raving about him, about how he has a great release in press man coverage. He's extremely physical. I mean, just like Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is 6 foot, 215 pounds. Darius Cooper is 5'11", 210 pounds. These the same guy, except Darius Cooper got better hands. And we saw just last year in college, Darius Cooper was second in all of college football in receiving yards if you include the FBS and the FCS. He also had 14 touchdowns. So he had 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. And they also have said that after his sophomore year, he could have very well transferred to an FBS school, but he decided to stay loyal to Texas or to his hometown, to his small school in Texas, Tarleton State. Great story. Another thing, I was talking to Darius Cooper, one of the most humble guys you will ever meet. All of Philly should be rooting for him. He is a true underdog, and the ceiling for him in the next year to 2 years is he becomes the wide receiver 3. I ain't saying this year because that's Jahan Dotson. But what I am saying is after this year, or maybe in 2 years, you could see Darius Cooper ascend to become the wide receiver 3 behind AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. This would be amazing. Best case scenario, not only for the Eagles to pick up a guy who's getting like 3 million over 3 years, a very, very cheap deal relative to the NFL, and a guy that maybe was just overlooked because of the conference that he played in. I don't know, but I'm glad that he is on the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts and Shedeur Sanders. It's fitting that Jalen Hurts is mentoring, giving advice to Shedeur Sanders because they're very, very similar in how they succeed despite the pressure, how they're consistently doubted, consistently hated on, and they always rise above. Jalen Hurts is the same guy that got benched at Alabama. And he had to watch Tua not only take his spot, but do what he couldn't do at the time. And he had to have a smile on his face. And with guys clowning him in the media and saying, hey, he's not that guy. Amidst all of that criticism and pressure, he goes to Oklahoma and becomes a Heisman finalist. Shedeur Sanders was doubted ever since he came to Jackson State. They say, well, you did this and that, Jackson State, but that's an HBCU. What you going to do at a Power 5? So then with a terrible offensive line, Shedeur has 4,100 passing yards, over 35 total touchdowns, and helps resurrect a broken program in Colorado and clearly contributed to Travis Hunter becoming a Heisman winner. But still, Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Hurts, they are doubted to this day. Shedeur Sanders should have never dropped out of the first round. Never. All right, if you want to say the Giants really believe in Jackson Dart and they did the right move, I disagree, but okay. Let's just say, let's rule out the Giants. There is no way in hell the Saints get Tyler Shuck over Shedeur Sanders. It's just no way. Never mind the Steelers, who instead elected to sign a 40-year-old quarterback. So that just right there is insane. Clearly, there is hatred for Deion Sanders. Clearly, they did not like the way that Shedeur was carrying himself because he acts like he don't need y'all, and he don't. And I don't see no problem with that. If you can produce, which he does. And Jalen Hurts on the other side just won a Super Bowl. He just won Super Bowl MVP, and they're still saying he's not top 10. These guys are very, very similar. Jalen Hurts has always been doubted. Shedeur Sanders has always been doubted. But when them lights get turned on and it's time, I don't care if you know the playbook or not. I don't care who your offensive coordinator is. The ball is in your hands. It's time to make a play. And Jalen Hurts and Shedeur Sanders, when it's time to make a play, they make the damn play. And so I think it's fitting. It's no coincidence that amidst all this drama about who's starting, this depth chart from the Browns, I mean, hell, when Jalen Hurts got drafted to the Eagles, it was folks saying, why the hell did you draft him? Similarly to how folks are asking the Browns, why the hell did you draft Shedeur Sanders? You got Dylan Gabriel. Eagles people was like, why'd you draft Jalen Hurts? You just signed Carson Wentz. Their careers are very, very similar. And Shedeur Sanders in his first preseason game with limited reps with the first team and second team balled out, had several L throws. Jalen Hurts in his first start showed why he is a franchise quarterback. He showed why Carson Wentz has been, a bit of a problem after all them injuries. So I'm here to tell you, like, it's so great to see those guys just continue to connect. And Jalen Hurts, now I feel I'm getting old because now he's the old head talking to the young guys now. When it was just the other day, he had his first start against the Saints. Pretty crazy to me. So that's what it is there. But it was crazy because, like, I'm at training camp, right? And I don't see like Jalen Hurts and Shedeur in the cut. Like, I don't see them. I'm looking at my phone, and then I get a text, or not a text, but I get a Twitter notification, and it's like Jalen Hurts giving Shedeur like some mentorship. I'm like, yo, where are y'all at? My man who invited me, AB, he's like, yeah, bro, like, everybody else, all the other players, they go through like the main tunnel, and all the fans see him. Jalen Hurts got his own little tunnel, whatever it is. It's like he does like his extra reps or whatever, but he's like in the cut with it, and then he like disappears. It's like everybody else outside. Hurts clock in, clock out, to all business, keep the main thing. He's out of there. You don't see him. So that I ain't see him talk to Shedeur, but I saw it on Twitter, online and stuff. And it was great to see. Another Eagles legend, Malcolm Jenkins. It was so great to see that Malcolm Jenkins is joining the Eagles Hall of Fame. Well deserved. And Malcolm Jenkins not only influenced me to become an Eagles fan, I mean, one of my favorite plays of all time was when he had that hit stick on Brandon Cooks in the Super Bowl. But also, Malcolm Jenkins helped influence me to become the Bruz. The Bruz is Omega Psi Phi Fraternity and Corporate, a member. I pledged spring 22. When I was in high school, I would see videos of Malcolm Jenkins in the locker room hopping. I'm like, yo, I'm in high school hopping just like Malcolm Jenkins. I'm surprised they ain't catch me. But hey, they can't nothing now. I'm here. I'm here now. They did the Shedeur on him. No, I'm bidding today. But like, yeah, so I just want to say, like, Malcolm Jenkins, well deserved. One of the best safeties in Eagles history. And he's a guy that no matter what he does, he's going to do it well. I mean, you talk about how he's in photography now. He wrote a book. He in business, all that stuff. So salute to Malcolm Jenkins, man. One of my favorite Eagles players of all time. Got to get him on the podcast too, and all that jazz. Last topic. Tom Brady said something about Joe Burrow that like really convinced me that I personally was right about Joe Burrow and these quarterbacks that have a bunch of stats but aren't winning. And what Tom Brady said was essentially, you have quarterbacks out here that throw for 40 touchdowns, and they're like, I did my job. Come on, defense. And what Tom Brady was saying is that in order to have a great team, there has to be more collaboration, more iron sharpens iron with the offense and defense. And maybe Joe Burrow is doing that. Maybe he's not. But what Tom Brady also said is, are you working with the personnel department? And I started to think, and I started to do some research. Did you know that Joe Burrow is making $24 million more than Jalen Hurts? Both guys are on massive contracts, But Joe Burrow is making $24 million more, $45 million this year. And Jalen Hurts is making 21. So I'm not really trying to hear the Bengals ain't got help. They can't sign Trey Hendrickson, all these guys, when your quarterback ain't taking a discount to help the team. It's a reason why Tom Brady said personnel department, because he was always a guy that he structured his contract with the Patriots so that it doesn't F up the team. And what did Nicole Lynn, Jalen Hurts' agent, say about when Jalen Hurts signed that mega contract? Like, is this going to hurt the team? That's what Jalen Hurts said to Nicole. And yes, that's how the Eagles structured it, giving you a big signing bonus, having some money left over, like in the back end. But if you're not doing that proactive stuff, Joe Burrow, we can't be complaining that you ain't got your team. And you still got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. They still signed you those guys. So I appreciate Tom Brady speaking up and saying this, because winning is a quarterback stat. Is it the only stat? No. But you're never saying that Phillip Rivers is better than Tom Brady. Or like, you're not going to say respectfully Peyton Manning's over Tom Brady. Like, you're not going to say that. And there's talent and there's production. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, are they extremely talented? Patrick Mahomes? Yes. Yes. Are they better? Well, not Mahomes. Mahomes is the best in the league. But are those guys better than Jalen Hurts? You can debate it. But I would argue that I've seen Jalen Hurts in high leverage moments perform better than I've seen Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen in high leverage moments. And I would argue Jalen Hurts' peak in those high leverage moments clears all of those guys. And that's who I'm riding with. So you can have your guys, and we can debate on that. But it gets disrespectful when we talk about the Herberts, the Daks, the Jared Goffs, the Jordan Loves, the Baker Mayfields, the CJ Strouds. That's when it's just like, I can't really take you serious, because I got my own eyes and I've seen what I've seen. And what we're going to do is have a film session where we dissect how great Jalen Hurts is, as well as some other players on the Eagles team. And we'll probably do some other players just in the NFL in general. But that's what it is, bro. Like, watch the film, appreciate greatness, and take some notes from the GOAT and Tom Brady. Maybe this is what some guys should do, is that you work with your personnel department so you don't F up the team. Something Jalen Hurts did by taking less year by year. And you work with your defense so that everybody's better. Everybody's better. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It is Real Talk with MJ, where y'all know I always keep it real. I love the support, and I love y'all. We are out.